All right. Hi there, guys. This is O the Humanity, and this is episode 2 of my Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition playthrough. First things first, we got an A rank on the last mission. A's about the lowest rank you want to get, just to give you enough proud souls to actually buy different abilities and things that you want throughout the game. So first things first, though, I'm going to buy some stuff with our red orbs. I just like to focus on that. Purple orbs, I like to get first, and then blue orbs, just because I prefer Devil Trigger over kind of health, especially in lower difficulties. So for skills, Judgment Cut End is really fun, but it's really expensive, and there's actually a lot of other abilities that Vergil has that are actually even more powerful than Judgment Cut End. So we're going to wait on that for a little bit, especially since it's so darn expensive. So for right now, we're going to focus on kind of things that can illustrate more mechanics and just make Vergil's playstyle look more stylish. And then we'll get around to Judgment Cut End. So first things, we're going to buy Yamato Combo B, because there's actually something special we can do with that combo. And then we'll get Aerial Rave, because it's always nice to have Aerial Rave to look cool. We want to get Rising Dragon, Beast Uppercut, and Dragon Breaker. Those are actually going to be even more powerful than Judgment Cut End. Combo B is alright. Starfall is actually pretty fun because it causes an explosion if you do it right. And then it launches the enemies into the air and you can switch to Force Edge and do whatever you want. For Force Edge, Combo B is always really fun. Million Stabs and Stinger 2, though, are kind of what we're really going to want to get first, and Drive. However, Drive's expensive, so we probably won't be getting it for a little bit. And we also want to get Summon Swords as quickly as possible. So for right now, what should we get? Yeah, let's pick up Summon Swords. Yeah. So we got everything we need, and we are ready to start our mission. So we picked up Summon Swords and 2 moves for Yamato. We'll focus on the other weapons in a little bit. But I just want to show you kind of some interesting things you can do with Yamato Combo B. So we'll kill these enemies first, because they're not really that great to illustrate on, so we'll just speed through here. Alright. And then on this upcoming part, there's actually kind of a trick you have to do to it, to let it help you a little bit more. Always good to get red orbs, because I always end up with less than 50%, just because I don't bother looking around the level. So, you know, anywhere I can get bonus red orbs, bring my rank up, get some more proud souls is good with me. So there's a blue orb up here, and I'm never able to actually get it correctly. I mean, I am, but it takes some, as you can see. On turbo mode, it's a little bit harder. Especially if you suck. But good thing about Vergil is you get air trick, so you can essentially double jump right at the beginning without needing to buy air hike, which is also really expensive. So that's always nice. And I feel like it comes in waves. Like after you get past this first little thing, because you're supposed to jump off the wall, right? But half the time I do it, I don't even bother jumping off the wall. But I think it looks like that's what we're going to have to do. If I can even get to the wall. Let's see here. Alright, there we go. Oh, still didn't make it. Yeah, I might speed this part up and do some post-commentary over it. Well, actually, that's an interesting thing. So, this, yeah, anyways. We'll talk about that later. Alright. This time's yes, and then trick up just to make sure that I get it. So when you're trying to get blue orbs that are kind of like ridiculous and A lot of the times you end up falling. Always good to have double jump. So with Yamato Combo B, see how that sword kind of explodes once it embeds into the enemy? And you have to wait until Vergil sheathes his sword in order to get that explosion to happen. So let me kill these enemies, and we'll see if we can actually illustrate it. And actually, this guy has some full health. Maybe we shouldn't be killing him, but whatever. Alright. We gotta kill the right one. Should be good. So, essentially, Yamato Combo B, sword explodes. Oh, for some reason my button input wasn't going in. And that killed him. So that's not going to work. But essentially what's supposed to happen is if you rapid slash after an embedded sword like that goes into the enemy, you can re-detonate it. This also works with Vergil's Devil Trigger embedded swords as well. So if you DT with Yamato out and use rapid slash, and you can like repeatedly rapid slash, like ridiculous amounts, and you'll embed an explosive sword in the enemy every single time you do that. And then if you let Vergil sheathe his sword and then rapid slash again, you can get a redetonation. But you do have to be very quick about it. So it's a little harder to do in turbo mode, obviously, but it's not that hard with Yamato Combo B. But yeah, essentially you have to un-DT, and then hopefully you did it at the right time, that there's no delay. And there we go, and re-detonated. And you can actually keep doing it if you're fast enough. But you have to get the timing right. It's kind of hard to get the timing after the initial one correct to do it more than once, but it is possible. It didn't send the enemy flying into the air, but it will on lighter enemies. It's just once they hit the ground, it tends to not do that. So, yeah. So I think, yeah, we go left first. Let's get some red orbs because really it doesn't matter. Never mind. Finish it up here, but I don't have very high hopes for my red orb count. I'm just not good at getting them. It's not fun to me, so I just never bother. And then, always kind of keeping in mind that when you launch the enemy into the air and hit it with summoned swords, even if you hit it with an attack that would send it somewhere else, it will essentially stop it there. And always remember that you can as well combo into that explosive kick. So you can combo into the explosive starfall as well out of that if you don't hit them with summoned swords. You have to be actually hitting them with your foot instead of kind of under them. So you have to have the correct positioning, but if you've got it, you can just let it go and they'll explode on the ground, go up into the air, and you'll be able to continue comboing them. It's hard to get used to kind of that stuff on kind of normal mode, I guess you'd say, or Devil Hunter mode, just because the enemies have such little health that they usually end up dying before you get to the point where you could actually do some cool combos. But if you are wanting practice, and you don't have Bloody Palace mode, there are trainers you can download where essentially what it does is you can enable cheats, or debug mode, which is another thing you can do. And essentially debug mode lets you make nobody get hit, so no one takes any damage, and you can have infinite Devil Trigger if you want to do that as well. So I might link a trainer in the description if anyone's interested in that. Yes, you can obviously cheat with it too, but mainly it's for practicing. Because sometimes having an enemy that doesn't die is kind of useful. It's one cool thing about DMC, which we'll talk about my opinion on that later, but they did have a practice room, which is pretty sweet. But in Devil May Cry 4, you kind of have to make your own. But yeah, so I might have a little tutorial video on how to set that up as well, in case anyone's interested. So this part's ridiculous as Vergil. Like, I shouldn't be able to make it across here with what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to let the first one disappear, and then, yeah, I just went through a wall and back. So as Nero, especially on turbo mode, I hate that part. Just absolutely anything that has to do with snatch in your first playthrough as Nero, or even in other playthroughs, just sucks. Even if you have Snatch 3 on turbo mode where things disappear faster, you have to have faster reaction time, it's just kind of annoying. I mean, especially the Savior. The second time you fight him. Not the Savior, but, you know, the dude who's in the Savior. Because he'll run away just incredibly far. I'm going to admit that I ended up using holy water just to make that fight a little less sucky, because when you're fighting him for like an hour and you haven't hit him after breaking his shield just a ton of times, it just gets annoying. So one thing I'm not so proud of, but you know, and there are people who can like literally just teleport to him and do crazy stuff, but whatever. So there's a little devil star down here. We'll get it later, but it's just over here. Woo! And if you really want that, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but if you want it, there is kind of a special way that you can get it that's a little bit easier. They're really all just kind of preference. Always good to get these things. Blue orbs are always helpful. And later on, I'll try to show you kind of some cool combos you can do with Devil Trigger and Stinger. But we'll save that for another episode. And then we'll go more into this story probably in the next episode. Not Vergil's story, since we're basically done with that. It is just a little story element at the very end. Otherwise, that's it. Otherwise, yeah. So one cool thing you can do that I illustrated earlier, kind of just doing a combo, is if you launch the enemy into the air with Force Edge, so you know, you use High Time, launch him into the air, then you use, I think it's Aerial Rave, yeah, Aerial Rave, and then you start using your Summon Swords as you do Beowulf Starfall, so the diagonal kick. And then you teleport back up, switch back, so instead of hitting X, which is my forward switch button, you'd hit right trigger. Switch back to Yamato. You can just continually do that and just have fun that way. But the Summon Swords in general are really helpful. But then there's enemies like this, which you can't really do that to. You know, they kind of just fall too quickly. I mean, you can use Aerial Rave on them. I just messed up there. But when you use Summon Swords, you know, it's not going to keep them in the air. But what we're going to get later is we're going to get kind of blistering swords, which is where you launch a ton of swords at them really quickly. And that's fun. I can't believe I'm about to die. So we're probably going to DT here. Yeah, let's get some rapid slashes in first. And DT, and just go crazy. And then the cool thing is, if you get a ton of those in there, you can teleport up. Oh, wow. Well, you can teleport up and do that. So whenever you're about to die, rapid slash trick combo. Always completely unfair. But yeah, so we're almost done with this level. It's kind of a long level with no real boss in sight. Not one of my favorite levels, but it's got some cool enemies. It introduces you to Frost. Over here, behind this mirror, which you can see on the map, if you're wondering how you know that's there, you'll find a blue orb fragment. So we almost have a full blue orb, I think. And yeah, we're actually, I think, 2 rooms away from finishing. But yeah, we should probably focus on trying to get some health. But yeah, so there's some Starfall combos. Otherwise, you can use some ground combos. I I really do like drive a lot. We really do need to get that, but there's just so many other abilities. We might, you know, we'll get enough orbs. They start giving you a lot of proud souls later on, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap the episode up because I don't really have anything else to say. Next time we'll talk more about kind of boss strategies and stuff, since we'll be fighting a boss. I think, I forget if that, I'm pretty sure that's the level where you fight a boss. But yeah, we'll be talking about some more boss strategies and some more on the story. I think that's what we're going to go through mainly, is just the story. I might use my fake, I'm not even going to call it a British accent because it's not. But people seem to like that. I've practiced it a bit, but you have to tell me if it's crazy, it's annoying. And no one's told me anything on it, so I'm just going to keep doing it. It's fun to do because it brings out kind of, I don't know why it is, but when you're kind of doing a character, it brings out a different part of you. If that makes any sense. And so the words you say are sometimes more entertaining than kind of my normal kind of speech patterns. Because normally I'm kind of pretty informative, that kind of stuff, but yeah. So next time, look forward to accents, fake accents, ahoy, and boss strategies and some story. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. Peace out.